9 times out of 10, what's the most expensive line item on any renovation or remodel? If you said labor, you would be right. And how on earth do we get labor prices down? Do it yourself. So today I'm going to show you how I enclosed my screened-in patio and made it an all-season sunroom with air conditioning and heating for $0 in labor. So let's take a look around. And stick to the end because I'm going to go over the total amount that it cost me to do this whole project. So I'm standing out here on, this is my sunroom now. The first thing that I had to do for this project was collect all the sliding glass doors that I used to enclose this 40-foot by 17-foot deep patio. I used 10 single sliders, a set of double sliders here, that are operable, a set of triple sliders in the middle that are operable, and another set of double sliders over there that are operable. The ones on the other side are the ones that I took out of my house. I had to collect all of those sliding glass doors, and I bought them mostly from Facebook Marketplace. I did buy a couple of them from Habitat for Humanity. They were a little bit expensive. I think I had to pay $57 for a set at Habitat for Humanity. The ones that I bought on Facebook Marketplace, I was able to get them for like $20 a piece because I did get a couple of them for free. Anyways, I averaged it out. They ended up being about $20. The triple slider I got from somebody on Facebook, and that triple slider was $40 with all the track and everything. Amazing deal. So I collected them and I just set them right here in this little alcove next to my barbecue area just to have them out of the way, and I was collecting them for years. Then I needed to get some lumber in order to replace some of the 4x4s on my patio because some of the 4x4s were rotten. I got those 4x4s and 2x8s. I got 2x6 12-footer and a bunch of 2x6s. Not a bunch. I think I got a total of 3 2x6s 10-footers along with the 4x4s from somebody on Facebook for $100. I couldn't understand why because the lumber looked really new. But then when I got the lumber home, the 4x4s were actually taller than 8 feet. They weren't quite 10 foot. So they bought the 4x4 10-footers and then cut them and only used the short sections. I don't know why. But anyway, I got all that lumber for $100. So I replaced a bunch of the 4x4s. Then I had to replace the base plate underneath the 4x4s. And I'll show you how I did that. Got all the 4x4s out. So scary that to me, but it's pretty well supported. So because I need to figure out how to do my plate across the bottom and make sure that my dimensions are correct to accommodate my doors. So that's where I'm at now, figuring out numbers. So I may not have explained this real well at the beginning, but for all of the doors or all of my sliding glass doors, the only operable sliding glass doors is this set of triple sliders and then the 2 double sliders on either end. The rest of the sliding glass doors are not operable. They're just installed in between these two or attached to the 4x4s on the inside. But I used the sliding glass doors without the metal tracks or any of that. I just used the door. I didn't take the door out of the metal frame. I just used the door inside of the frame and screwed it to the 4x4. So now to talk about the base plate, I used 2x6s as my base plate and my 4x4s are sitting on top of the 2x6s. And the 2x6s, I Tapcon screwed them into the cement foundation of my patio. I used a really generous amount of black roofing tar in between the cement foundation and the 2x6 in order to make that watertight and then Tapcon into the cement. And then the 4x4s are just sitting on top of this. And the reason why I used a 2x6 for this is so that there would be extra space on the front or on the opposite side of that 4x4 so that my door will just sit right on top of this 2x6. And then I heavily silicone caulked the outside and around around the edges, all the way around this door so that it's watertight. But this door is sitting on top of this 2x6 inside of there. So that's how these are all watertight. So one of the things that I had to do in order to make the doors all sit flush with the 4x4s so that they would just be flush across here is I had to cut off the marrying flange on the sliding glass doors. So on a set of sliding glass doors, there's this flange that is like this, and it hooks your doors together in the center. And that, I had to cut that little flange off in order to make the doors sit flat against my 4x4s. So I used a Sawzall, and I just laid the Sawzall blade right inside of that flange and just cut down all the doors. And so that took me probably about a day to do, maybe not a day. Anyways, it took me a little while to do that, but well worth it. And then what I did is I pre-drilled holes in the frames. I did 3 on each side, and then I just screwed my doors directly to my 4x4s so that the doors are very secure against the 4x4s. However, you do want to be very careful that you don't over tighten those screws and pinch the glass inside of the metal frame, because you could potentially crack the glass if you pinch it. So just screw them until they're snug, but not denting the metal. And then after that, all I did was took thin sheets of 1/4-inch underlayment plywood, and I had Home Depot rip it down to 8 inches because my 4x4s are 3.5 inches wide. So I had Home Depot rip it on their panel saw down to 8 inches because they can't go any smaller than 8 inches. And so then that way I only had to cut that in half to make 4-inch strips. And then there was a couple of them that I did a little wider than 4-inch. So that's how I trimmed out all of the doors so that they are all trimmed out and finished. And then I used a small piece of 1/4 round on the edge, and I actually hot glued the 1/4 round to the piece of underlayment so that it would give it a little bit more bulk and beefiness so that this would look like it is actually dimensional lumber or it's trimmed and not just that really thin piece of plywood. And I got all that 1/4 round at Habitat for Humanity. Okay, one little quick aside. As you can see up here, it's messed up and I need to caulk that and repaint it. I was pushing to get this room done because I was hosting my family and a few friends for Easter. And the Thursday before Easter Sunday, I was out here finishing things up and just about there, I think I might have been painting or something, and my landscaper came to mow my grass. And as you can see, I have pea gravel out on my back area, which I love the look of it. I think it just looks so European and quaint and cute. However, my landscaper came and there were some weeds in the pea gravel, and I was standing like right here, and he started weed whacking those weeds, and boom, immediately a rock flew up and hit my window and shattered this second window pane. I opened up the door and I said, "Oh, please stop, 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 stop." And he saw what he did and he felt horrible. I couldn't even be mad at him because I did it myself twice. I have pea gravel in the front, or I had pea gravel in the front of my house around my raised bed garden, and I have glass in my front doors. They're full light glass front doors, and I shattered each of those doors on 2 separate occasions. So I couldn't even be mad at him. And thankfully, I had an extra sliding glass door tucked in that little alcove that was unused. So I had that replaced in less than an hour. The poor guy felt so bad. He offered to replace the window for me, and I was like, no. I know exactly what needs to be done. I already have a door. I had it in there in an hour's time. However, then the next day, Friday before Easter, Good Friday, I'm out here cleaning up and just doing some things, and all of a sudden, this window just spontaneously shattered. So I don't know if maybe that one got hit as well, and then it just didn't start to do the cracking thing until the next day. I don't know what happened. But then I didn't have a door for that one on Good Friday, and I had to replace it because I had so many people coming over and little kids, and I didn't want that dangerous situation. So I quickly got on Facebook and found another door went and picked it up and replaced that one on Good Friday. I painted everything, including the metal frames of the sliding glass doors. The sliding glass doors were all silver or just aluminum. I bought from Sherwin-Williams some oil paint and I had it tinted to be a dark, dark bronze, almost black, and painted all the metal frames. I'm still not quite finished with that, but I think it makes all the difference to have those aluminum frames painted in that oil rubbed bronze look so that it looks like they're steel doors and not just the cheap old aluminum doors. I think it makes all the difference. It looks especially great at night because then those frames just blend right in and disappear completely. And then after everything was painted and finished up, I took my curtains that I had previously inside the house on the opening to the patio, and I moved them out here. I used the IKEA curtain track, the Vigda, and I attached it to the ceiling, and that is how I did my curtains. And you can see that they are super easy to open and close. I have them in sections, so I did not sew them all together. They're in individual sections so that I can move them however I want. And I do need to shorten them. They're a little bit long for here, but I still have to paint these sliding doors here that go out to my barbecue area, get that area cleaned up and paint that. I still need some more curtain tracks so that I can run my curtains all the way into this corner. I'm gonna put a chaise lounge on this left side of the sofa. That's why there's nothing there. And then there's my other sliding glass doors. Those are the sliders that were originally right here. This is obviously where my sliders used to be. So I promised the breakdown of how much I spent out here. And I will say first off that my heating and AC, the mini split that I installed was a sponsored project. Mr. Cool DIY did sponsor that. And so I paid $0 for my mini split. And then I installed it myself. So that is not included, and that would have been about $3,500 just to buy the product and then installing of that. But let me get to the rest of the breakdown for all of the things that I bought. I think I included everything. I just used my receipts. I saved all my receipts and used those. The Facebook Marketplace purchases I added on there. Most of the materials that I used were mostly paint, caulk, and lumber on this project. A lot of paint. I painted the ceiling and I used a 5-gallon bucket. I should have bought a 5-gallon bucket of the paint because I needed to paint inside and outside. So a lot of the materials was paint. But as you can see here, the materials cost was fairly slim. Without the AC, it came to $1,630.66. And then, of course, my labor price was $0 because I did it all myself. I did have a little bit of help from my brother-in-law one day, but he did that voluntarily. So, yeah, that's the gist of it. My patio is almost done. I still have some more painting to do, some more caulking to do, and some furniture and decor and things. But, oh, and I'm also gonna make Roman shades. I'm gonna put Roman shades on each one of these windows. So if you're interested in learning how to make a Roman shade, I have a really great Roman shade video. You can click on that video next right here.